You're listening
You're listening
to another episode
of the FreshTakes
podcast.
And I know we quickly went over it, but as Tank said, Texans lost 21-24 to the Jaguars in a missed field goal at the end, hits off the crossbar, 58 yards. But once again, CJ Stroud looking incredible. But what's that on the horizon? Trevor Lawrence trying to show that he deserves that MVP like we said.
I think it's too late for it.
Yeah, no, at this point, I think if anybody who deserves the MVP, excluding Tyreek Hill, I hate to say this, but Tank's going to be happy. I think at this point, Dak Prescott is the second person in charge of MVP.
Hey, I'll take anything you all have to praise the Cowboys, but at the same time, I
think
Pat, don't you shake your head at me. I can't help it that you do not like Dak Prescott.
I honestly,
but you gotta admit he is playing ball right now.
I think Tyreek's first, and then Dak would be second.
I think I would put Lamar above Dak, but
I would take that
in a combo for once.
I'm just going off of the last two games. Lamar has been kind of meh, especially the Chargers game. So, but anything on the Jacksonville game?
No.
All right, well then we're gonna send it to the good old Tank for what all you guys have been missing the last 2 weeks for That Catch Though with Tank.
Welcome to this week's episode of That Catch Though. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another segment. And I'm sorry I've been gone and y'all missed me, but you know what? We're back. And so here's the very first video. It is none other than Xavier McKinney getting the catch for the defense of the Giants. Here's the video.
There's McKinney all the way in the back now. He sets up Zappe by stepping back, and then as soon as he knows Zappe is locked and loaded on Juju Smith.
All right, here's the second video from Josh Allen to Gabe Davis in the Buffalo game against the Eagles. Here's the video.
2nd and 2.
Got to be a legend to throw your last pass, don't you?
Here's the pass. Wow. That's Gabe Davis.
And my third one. It's none other than the Cleveland Browns' Amari Cooper catching the ball from DTR. Here's the video.
All day for Cleveland, 1 for 7. Pressure coming, and he's got to throw towards the sideline.
Now, drum roll, please, because the winner is Amari Cooper from the Cleveland Browns. Take it back, boys. What's your all's thoughts?
I think it is blasphemy that Jacoby Myers is not a nomination.
All right, honorable mention.
Jacoby Myers jumped up, caught that ball, and stayed in the air for 2 whole seconds.
Pat, you got anything to say?
Blasphemy.
I just like that you included a defensive player.
Well,
X-Man. The first time he actually did something for the Giants this year.
One of the reasons, he was playing a little deeper. Then all of a sudden, he collapsed right on that play, and the ball was right to him.
Because Bailey Zappi sucks.
Yeah.
But all right, since you brought it up, Browns lose to the Broncos 29-12.
Guess what, guys? Guess what? Scoregami.
Oh, my man's doing his looking up, and I didn't. I did not even look that up.
That was scoregami.
You made Tank get addicted to scoregami.
Dude, I love scoregamis.
Actually, I didn't even know it was a scoregami until somebody posted it on Twitter, or not Twitter, X. Sorry, X.
Yes,
There's a whole page dedicated to it.
Oh, well, you have to shoot that link over to me so I can get following.
Yeah, there's an entire page, account dedicated to scoregamis.
All right, well, hit that over to me. I'm not saying like right now, but yeah, that was the score, Gami.
Right.
So
Well,
here's my thing. Here, what's going on with the Broncos? Are they now going? I mean, they've won 5 in a row, 6 in a row.
Broncos are now 5 in a row victories, and then they got the Texans, Chargers, Lions, Patriots, Chargers, Raiders.
So do they make playoffs?
I think Broncos can make playoffs. I think that out of all that, they just lose 2 more games.
So finish 9-7, 10-7.
Yeah, 10-7. I think that they lose to the Texans and they lose to the Lions. I think they sneak past, and that's the team that the Bills lose out the chances to. I think, honestly, the way that it's looking, Colts drop out, Broncos step in, and it's Broncos, Steelers, and the Texans.
So Broncos would get, what, 7?
I'll say Broncos get 7th. Texans get 6th. Because I don't think the Browns are staying in there.
But
unless Joe Flacco starts playing.
I was going to say, I mean, Joe Flacco's there. What is that their answer?
Well, what was it? PJ Walker came in. DTR got hurt, so PJ Walker came in, didn't it?
Yeah. Went out, I think, with a concussion.
Yeah, so hey, man, I'm just saying, it's possible that Joe Flacco might step in.
Which is weird because I think
PJ Walker was terrible.
Well, yeah, but I was talking to somebody, I can't remember who it was. They said the Flacco didn't even want to be on the possibility of starting. He wanted to go to a team as a backup and really just wanted to be playing as a backup. But yet, if him signing with the Browns, I think he's going to get playing time.
I mean, I think the way Flacco's going to be is it's going to be one of those where DTR starts. If he starts doing bad, he'll get pulled and they'll put in Flacco. Or they'll put in PJ. If PJ starts doing bad, they'll put in Flacco. Or Flacco's just going to be their emergency quarterback. You know how this year they now allowed it that you can have 3 quarterbacks and the third one doesn't suit up. But if both of your quarterbacks go down, they can go into the locker room and suit up. So I think that's what he is. He's the sideline guy to help mentor these 2 quarterbacks. But if they would happen to get hurt, he can go in the locker room and suit up.
Okay. That makes sense.
I think that's what Flacco is. All right. After that, we had the Rams on top of the Cardinals, 37-14. In Kyren Williams' first game back from IR, the man exploded.
Yeah.
Can you tell me real quick,
Kupp doing nothing again?
What was the score, or what's the record of the Rams again?
The Rams are 5-6.
And both of you all had them sucking worse than me.
Technically, no. I gave the Rams a 6-11 record.
Oh, did you? I thought you gave them a 4-12.
No, I'm pretty sure I gave them 6-11. So they have one more victory that they can have.
Or 4-13.
I said the Giants would be 13-4, so nothing I said counts.
Yeah, I said the Giants would be 11-6 in wild card.
Yeah, I did too.
So, since we said it in the AFC, I will go ahead and just say it for NFC. The Rams are on the outskirt at 9th for playoffs. So the wild card is Dallas, Minnesota, and Seattle. But if Minnesota loses tonight, since they go on bye next week, they have the potential of being pushed out by either the Rams or the Packers.
Wouldn't that be some kind of weird crap with Packers going into the playoffs?
Giants are 12th. They have a chance. There's still a chance.
Hold on. Are you holding on to that hope like Pat was with the Browns?
No, I'm not holding on to it at all.
I hear you.
Which I forgot to mention it with the Giants one. The GM came out and said that Daniel Jones is the starting quarterback next year whenever he is healthy. So I don't see us drafting a quarterback.
Y'all are dumb for that.
Well, no. He also said, but we will still look into getting a quarterback possibly in the draft.
I think that's going to happen unless we tank the rest.
So
You know what it's going to come down to?
He didn't say anything by saying that.
Look, you know what it's going to come down to? You remember the year that the Eagles purposely let the football team win so the Giants couldn't make playoffs?
Oh, yeah.
This year, the Eagles are going to purposely let the Giants win the last game so that it ruins their draft picks of getting a quarterback.
I can see that happening.
It's the Eagles playing the long game.
I mean, the Eagles are smart at playing long game.
So, speaking of Eagles playing the long game, Chiefs win 31-17 against the Raiders. I want to make
Making us wait the long time.
I want to make Pat wait the long game for the Eagles game.
At one time I saw the score 14-0. Raiders were up.
Yeah, I know.
What happened? What happened?
The Chiefs happened.
What's that?
The Chiefs happened. Justin Watson happened.
Pat, what are you talking about? Justin Watson happened. That's what I was confused on why you picked him up in fantasy. He had one catch.
But he's a moxie. He's a moxie guy.
It's Rashee Rice, dude.
Well, yeah. Well, obviously, Rashee Rice is a more valuable fantasy pickup.
Say, Travis Kelce finally had a good game, almost 100 yards.
Was Swift there?
No, I'm pretty sure she's still, South America?
Yeah. Doing her thing.
After Travis Kelce ate Thanksgiving by himself.
He's got to figure out life without her.
I think he does better without her.
Of course he does.
But we're not the Travis Kelce Taylor Swift podcast. We're the football podcast.
I was going to say, we ain't no Swifties over here.
Speaking of football, we'll just go ahead and just get it out of the way. Eagles over the Bills, 37-34 in overtime.
The game had no right to get to overtime. Had no right to be lost by the Bills, and they.
Wait a minute! Did you just say that you think or you feel that the Eagles should have lost that game?
Yeah, the Bills absolutely dominated the Eagles. They had like 90 yards of offense going into the third quarter.
The Bills were way better.
If I had a hat, I would tip my hat to you, Pat, because it takes a true fan. To understand that when their team sucks.
Yeah.
I'm not saying.
Hold on. Why are you tipping your cap to him about that? But when I said that the Giants sucked and should have lost that game, I got nothing.
I told you I was proud of you. But no, I'm being serious. I mean, as a Cowboys fan, I will tell you that. I mean, you all saw. I screenshot it in the NFC East NFC East trash talk group that I'm in. Somebody was telling me I'm a fake fan of the Dallas Cowboys because I said this isn't our season. This isn't our year of winning the Super Bowl, and Dak is not going to win the MVP. And I commented that, and everybody was losing their mind because they're saying I'm a fake fan. My thing is, I don't care what team you are. If you know that your team sucks and you're willing to admit that your team sucks and you still love them, that you're a true fan. So I want to say, Pat, yes, you all should have really lost. I am shocked you all made that 59-yarder field goal in the rain with wind coming against you a little bit. There was the horse collar flag that was blatantly right in front of the ref, didn't get called, and then when at the end the referees come together, they throw the flag. Oh, well, it was intentional grounding. Bull effing crap. And if we get flagged for that, I censored myself a little bit, so I do apologize. But you know what? It's bull effing crap. The other thing, Diggs got held in overtime. That's blasphemy. But then also, Allen could have scored the score-winning touchdown with Davis in overtime, and he I don't know. I mean, I
That
guess
wasn't on Allen. That was on Davis. He was supposed to cut right, but didn't.
but at the same time, I mean, he yes, he should have cut right, but he was cut left. He was wide open still. Why didn't I don't know.
Look,
But
I'm
my
not
my
rooting the Bills. I'm not rooting Eagles, but there was a lot of missed calls or penalties that should not have been called on the Eagles as well. I think in general that whole officiating was terrible that game. That roughing the passer call on Josh Allen was a terrible call.
Yeah,
Just because Josh
bad.
Allen plays like LeBron James and flops at the slightest touch, he gets a
But
penalty.
aren't they supposed to be calling flops now in the NFL too?
I'm just saying, I was kind of happy when the refs called that roughing the passer because it was right after a screen graphic that showed 10 penalties for 85 yards for the Bills to 1 to 5 yards for the Eagles. And I was like, that is not a good look.
But I mean, there was also that holding on one of the Eagles players that they never called. So,
Yeah,
like I said, the officiating was terrible that game.
Yeah, it was bad.
Officiating this whole season has sucked. This whole season has sucked. It's not just this game.
So
but I'm just saying,
we'll get into another really bad officiating in the next game we talk about.
I didn't get to watch that game.
The horse collar that led to the intentional grounding that led to the blocked field goal was a pretty big kind of shift. So the one really bad call, which was that call that was missed, I mean, it did affect the game, but still, like, either way, they were up 10 at halftime. They could have came out and done the same thing, but the Eagles found a way to get back into it, found a way to make adjustments, and then that field goal to send it to overtime was insane. So, yeah.
I will say, though, from a Giants fan perspective, I'm glad that they finally started calling some false starts on the Eagles. Like, Jesus.
I mean, what's his name? Kelsey. He had what?
Kelsey had 2 in a row.
Yeah.
It's finally they start calling. Lane Johnson's one of them guys who I don't know how he doesn't get called for it.
He just timed it so well, Tim. All right.
But hey, I mean, like we said about last year, that Eagles offense kind of crumbles when Lane's not there.
Right. So, but yeah, that's all I have to say about that game. Bill should have won.
All right, we're going to take it to your guys' other segment of the week before we go into past power rankings. We have the Have a Day.
Have a day.
Have a day.
Anyway, Tim.
Or should I say your guys' what'd you guys say when I wasn't here? What a day.
What a day.
Yeah, what a day.
All right. So my 3 nominees for Have a Day. I'm actually going to change it up for how I do it this time. So you're not going to know the players' names until I say the player who had a day. So this quarterback went 29 for 51, had 339 yards, 2 touchdowns. The quarterback also had 81 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. My second nominee, this running back, had 91 rushing yards, 1 touchdown, 3 catches, 32 yards, and a touchdown, and finally was utilized by his head coach. And this third player, it was his first game back from being on IR, had 143 rushing yards, 6 catches for 61 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So with that being said, Kyron Williams, have a day. So there you are, ladies and gentlemen. The other 2 was Josh Allen and Bijan Robinson.
I was going to guess Josh Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen was number 1 and Bijan was number 2. But Kyron Williams, have yourself a day. I wanted to throw Bland in there as an honorable mention because, you know, he did break a record. So,
amen to that. Let's get right into it then. The Sunday night game.
Sunday night game. Ravens on top 20-10 over the Chargers. So since we said about it in the previous game, another officiating bad call. Justin Herbert completely out of bounds, and Geno Stone just completely trucking him. That's another one. Why was that a no
Like you
call?
said,
But Josh Allen's was
I didn't
called.
I didn't watch the game, so I could not tell you.
It was a terrible call. Well, no call, I guess.
Terrible call. I mean, no call.
It was a terrible no call. But all right, Pat. This is where I need some defense from here or something. Lamar wasn't looking that good in that game, if I'm being honest.
So why do you feel he is over Dak? Is what he's pretty much saying.
Yeah. Why is Lamar second in MVP for you right now?
Is that what he was saying?
Oh, that's what exactly he was saying.
I think.
Tim's got him.
No. I think that, and you can't. It shouldn't be a knock on Dak that his defense is very, very good, but Lamar's defense isn't as great. He's doing stuff with a rookie receiver as his biggest weapon right now. I just think the way he controls the game for the Ravens is better than what Dak is. Although Dak's putting up insane numbers, no doubt.
Hey, Dak has almost 10 more touchdowns and like 400 more passing yards.
Yeah.
I think the difference between Dak and Lamar is the Ravens use running a lot more in their offensive scheme, and Dallas has slowly moved away from Tony Pollard.
Yeah, we really have moved away from Tony Pollard.
I'm saying it's to the point where it's just they just want to pass nonstop. They don't want to run it.
That why they moved on from Kellen Moore though? Because they wanted to run more, and now they're just back.
Well, that's why they also got rid of Zeke. They wanted to run more with Tony.
Yeah.
So, I mean, all right, back into the Chargers game. What's up with the Chargers? Is it Kellen Moore? Is he the problem? Or
I don't know.
I'm saying, or is it like Pat and I said, who's probably on the chopping block this year? Brandon Staley. Is he the problem?
I can see that. Yeah, I say it is Staley.
Okay, so then let me ask you this question.
That talented, yeah.
Let me ask you this question then. Which is worse, the Chargers' offense or their defense?
Offense.
Their defense.
So the reason I ask that is because Kellen Moore runs the offense and Brandon Staley runs the defense.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I kind of agree with Pat. It's the defense. The defense leaves receivers too much room to work.
Yeah, no, you say it that way.
They can't stop anyone.
So, yeah, I mean, I agree. Although, you got, Khalil Mack in second with sacks.
Well, he did have, 5 in one game?
6 against
Do you know
the
what
Raiders.
team leads? Do you know what team leads the league with sacks?
Like, all in all, or
yeah.
player?
No, all in all.
Is it the Cowboys or the Bills?
Okay, then my guess would be Chargers.
Wrong.
Dolphins.
Nope. It's the Baltimore Ravens.
You went like that, so I thought that meant it was the Dolphins.
Fins up.
Sorry, I was just playing with my head.
I thought you were putting fins up. I was like, oh, it's the Dolphins.
Fins up.
Sorry. No, it's Baltimore Ravens. It's with 47.
Oh, wow. Who's leading with the most sacks?
It's the recent update.
Come on, this is a gimme.
Did TJ Watt jump back in there?
Yeah, he's at
That's
13 and a
what I was
half.
Yeah.
With Khalil Mack right behind him at 13. So that's all that she wrote for the Sunday night games before we jump into the game show, which we haven't done in weeks. Pat, give us a preview of the power ranking. Who's the bottom three? Who's moving in?
Who's 32, 31, and 30 real quick?
That's what I said. Who's the bottom three, and who's somebody that's
okay.
moving in?
The worst teams in the league.
Yeah, what's 30? Yeah, start with 32, 31, 30.
32. Give me the New England Patriots.
Okay.
31. Give me the Arizona Cardinals.
Okay.
30. What was that look for, Tim?
You're gonna put the
And-
Panthers ahead of the Cardinals?
Yeah, because they fired Frank Reich. They're looking optimistic.
That makes sense. I mean,
well, we don't know what they're like without Frank, though. I'd
Can't be worse.
I'd still put the Cardinals above the Panthers, but hey, man.
so 30 is Panthers?
Yeah.
All right. Now, you don't have to tell us who's moving out, but is there a team moving in?
The teams on the cusp, yeah, there'll definitely be someone jumping in. I think 2 teams might jump in with how the games went.
All right.
And obviously, the way I did it last week with the Tide for number 1,
No, that was 2 weeks ago.
oh yeah.
Say, because you had the Chiefs and the Eagles, and whoever won that game was first.
I mean, no surprise here. Number 1 doesn't change. There's another.
Well, all right, there you had it. There's the preview. So that means it is time for our game. Tank is our host.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Tim and Pat and Tim, are y'all ready for this week's game?
Tim Patrick.
Tim Patrick, and we're tied at 17.
I was gonna say y'all both are tied at 17. So whoever, unless you all tie, somebody's gonna come out this week as the new leader. So
Well, it
good
wouldn't
luck.
be new leader because technically I would still be ahead.
Unless I'm the new leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you also think about it, you've had more games than I have, so. So.
Sure. But so okay, here's what we're doing. I'm quizzing you both on some of Giants history and some of Eagles history. So let's see how well you all know your team's history.
That's probably going to be stuff from like the 70s.
Not really. Not really. So the first question.
Not promising.
How many jersey numbers? I'm not asking 1, 3, 7. I'm just asking for how many you think they have in total. How many jersey numbers does the New York Giants have retired?
4. Damn.
Um, 2.
Nope. All right. A, 13, B, 11,
Holy shit.
C, 9, D, 10, or E, 12.
I'm going to go 11.
Wrong.
Damn.
Was 13 a choice? I like 13.
Yep, 13 was a choice. It was A.
Yeah.
Is that your
sure,
final
I'll take-
answer?
I'll take a 13.
All right, so Pat gets a point for that one. It was 13.
I was waiting for him to be like 12, 9, 10, 11, 0.
Number 2. Same question, except where it's the Eagles. How many jerseys does the Eagles have retired?
11.
Wrong.
I'm gonna say it's less because they're not as great of a franchise historically, so I'll go with 6.
Wrong. A, 6, B, 10, C, 9, D, 8, or E, 7.
8.
Wrong.
Damn it.
7.
7. Both of you all wrong. It is C9.
I was gonna say 9 was my next guess.
All right. Number 3. Who was the first person to have their jersey retired as a New York Giant?
Yeah, some guy from the 1960s.
You should know this kind of history.
No, I'm only 24.
And you don't look up your history of your team?
No,
Man,
why would I
do.
care? I wasn't
It's your
born.
team.
The
So who
only
was the
player
first
I
person?
know far enough back then would be Lawrence Taylor.
Wrong.
I knew it's wrong. You
That-
need to stop being the host of this.
Norm Van Brocklin.
No. It's either A, Tuffy Lemons, B, Ray Flaherty, Flaherty,
He was in it.
C, Mel Hine, D, Y.A. Tittle, or E, Frank Gifford.
You're Tittle.
Wrong.
Of course.
I'm having a tough time choosing between Titty and Tuffy. Give me Tuffy Lehman.
Wrong. It was
See?
Ray Flaherty.
The guy you
It was
couldn't
B-
even pronounce?
It was B, Ray Flaherty. All right. Number 4. In 1951, number 15 was retired by the Eagles. Who wore that jersey?
In 51?
Yeah.
Night Train Lane.
73 years ago.
No, it wasn't Night Train Lane.
I don't know. Was,
You have a guess there, Pat?
was it
Tim?
Doug Peterson?
No. All right. A, Al Wistert. B, Tom Brookshire. C, Chuck Bednarik. D, Pete Reslef. Or E,
I'm going
Steve
C.
Van Buren.
C.
What's that?
C. Chuck Bednarik.
No.
Give me A, Big Al.
No, it was Steve. It was E, Steve Van Buren. Number 5. In 2012, who did the Eagles retire a jersey of?
Randall Cunningham.
Nope.
Donovan McNabb.
Nope. A, LaShawn McCoy. B, Brian Dawkins. C, Reggie White. D, Donovan McNabb. Or E, Deshaun Jackson.
C, Reggie White.
Wrong.
God damn it. Well, you might as well guess the only other player. Might as well guess the only other player that wasn't playing at that point.
Brian Dawkins.
Yes, it was B, Brian Dawkins. So Pat gets another point.
He was the only one who wasn't playing on the team at the point.
Number 6, with 14 jersey number retired, or 13 jersey number
I was
retired
about to say,
by the Giants.
He lied.
Yeah, sorry, 13. 13 jersey number retired by the Giants. How many of those 13 were defense?
9.
Wrong.
Thought I could at least tie you, Pat.
4.
Wrong. A10, B6, C5, D7, or E2?
10.
Wrong.
2.
Wrong. D7. So the winner is Pat by 2, Tim 0, which we now have a leader of Pat at 19, Tim staying at 17.
These quizzes are just god awful.
No, nothing. They're pretty entertaining. I would have never known there was a guy named Tuffy Lehman.
Oh, Tuffy and Tittle.
The Y.A. Titty.
You know, the thing though is he said, "You guys should know this about your team." I bet you if we asked him the same questions, he wouldn't know.
All right, cuss me.
You're telling me you never heard of George Van Nostradamus?
It's Steve Van Murray.
You guys
All right,
sign out
Tim,
while I
take
look
us
this.
away.
I say you guys sign out while I look this up real quick.
Well, yeah, okay. This, I'm in the lead now, and I'm just thrown off by the names of some of these people who played in the 50s.
All right, here. How many has the Cowboys retired?
Oh, he's looking it up.
No, I'm not. Sorry, my wife texted me. I can't remember now. I'm gonna say it's 10 or 11.
Wrong. It's 0.
Seriously?
Yes, they officially have never retired a jersey. They retired Staubach, Aikman, and Emmett, but gave those back up. So it's 0. Yeah, you should know this. It's Dallas.
Hey, I said 10, so it has a 0 in it. So you know what? Shut up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed. Next week, Pat is the host, and hopefully he will have some better questions for us. If you guys did like, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, comment your favorite part, and make sure you share with all your friends, your neighbors, and your dogs. Go ahead and take it away, Tank.
It's Pat.
Pat already did his.
Pat did, he just kind of mumbled.
Pat signed off when
No,
I said take it away.
I can't compose myself. I had to mumble.
All right, so you know what? This is Tank. You can follow us on good old X, aka FKA, ARTA, Twitter. Yes, do the woohoo. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. Don't forget, if we get 100 subscribers on the YouTube page, you can find us. You can find a prize in your mailbox one day, being a subscriber from yours truly, Tim, Pat, and Tank from the FreshTakes podcast. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify Podcasts. Other than that, this is Tank. Don't forget, every Thursday we come out with Power Rankings by Pat. Every Friday you got the Tank's thoughts, and I don't know when Tim's going to do another testing Tim's knowledge.
Be a while,
other than that, it's sad because people probably liked it, but it's Tim, so he should no longer be your fan favorite co-host, podcast host, and should become Tank. Other than that, I'm signing off. I'll see you all next week, ladies and gentlemen. This is Tank. Peace, y'all.
Yeah, punish me for getting a new job and bettering my family. Bye, everybody.